Our red Protoss at 2 o'clock is LoveRip. And his opponent is going to be TheWinD, who is the blue Zerg, over at 12 o'clock.
Wow. I hope they're watching. Yep.
Oh boy.
6 pull.
A 6 pull here that we're seeing on StarCraft II. I was asking this question before. Do you ever see these kind of rushes? And I can't wait to see what happens now.
Indeed. I think TheWinD's ready to get out of here. He says, hey, I want to win this game and go home.
Now, meanwhile, the pylon there for Love, a little bit out from his main base, trying to get a little bit of distance, and he is actually scouting very early. That's a very early scout, I've got to say, and this might be a problem.
He's taken his probe to the expansion, anticipating the Zerg coming with a drone. TheWinD's showing him that. I don't think the Protoss even saw it, though, but he's going to see this 6 pull way too late here. He can't be happy. His gateway is so slow.
Oh, and he's trying to fake him out, but instead he goes and checks out the spawning pool. He realizes what is going on. Zerglings are on their way. And let's see what is going to transpire from here on. 6 Zerglings, 2 gateways. Oh boy, he's going to get maybe 1 Zealot out in time. If that, I don't think, not even.
Yeah, here comes the probes.
Here comes
this
the probes.
is what he's got to do.
Yeah, Zealot isn't even going to be out in time. He's got to really get going here. Does he want the pylon? Yep, he wants to get that pylon to shut down those gateways the best he can. If he can get that pylon down to 138 shield now, the first Zealot is out, and this is now a micro battle officially going into the main now. Now it's a matter of how many probes he can get.
Yeah, all this, now the harassment begins, and Zerg begins powering up. It's going to be rough from Protoss from here.
And all the way in he goes. The 1 Zealot joined by a second one. But it all comes down to control now. Who's going to have the better micro?
Yeah, TheWinD has been doing this probably for 10 plus years now. Zergling harassment, Z versus Z, Z versus P, who knows? So I can't imagine he's going to make too many mistakes and overextend his Zerglings here.
I believe he's got a couple of Zerglings at the pylon. Let's see if he's still going after that. No, I saw something blue there.
Oh, he's got that Overlord there.
Oh, it's an Overlord. Okay, I thought he might have had a Zergling or 2 going after the pylon. That is not the case. He's going to continue harassing.
Yeah, he's got to keep the harass on, though, because he's got to power up some. You know, 6 pull is never good for you economy-wise if you keep going into the game without doing mega damage.
He's down to 5 Zerglings. Is he going for the pylon? No, he's going to come back up, continue the harass. Little game of micro. 4th Zealot comes out. That might be enough to chase the Zerglings away. So the question is, did he slow down Love enough with that?
He did some damage, but the income looks really good for Protoss. And the good thing here, though, is the rush path is quite long, so TheWinD probably has time to power up just a little bit more before he has to start making units. Also, it looks like Protoss, with that forage, is just content to probably expand.
So Photon Cannon almost complete. Setting up some defense. Queen out as TheWinD is expanding.
Yeah, unfortunately, Protoss has pylon blocked himself here for the past minute. He's stuck at 26 supply.
the Overlord spots the Zealot coming. 4 Zerglings come out to meet him first. And will he be able to get this expansion? Now that's the question. Probably not, because here come the Zerglings.
TheWinD baited him, showing him 3 or 4 Zerglings, and now he realizes, oh man, you actually got a lot of Zerglings.
And a Queen as well. And that is going to force those Zealots to retreat. In fact, maybe they're going to have to fight for their lives. Maybe this might be it. Look at this. All the Zealots are gone.
Wow. Protoss playing very passive. Well, not very passive, but he will be now. I was expecting to see an expansion, but it looks like he's decided to tech and make Stalkers behind this cannon. I gotta say, I think he's probably confused at how the game transpired after that 6 pull. He probably wasn't expecting TheWinD to have expansion going and a big group of Zerglings there.
Stalkers trying to ensure that the Zerglings can't open up this back door. Couple more gateways, 4 in all for Protoss player Love. Interesting start we've seen to this game, a 6 pull from our Zerg player TheWinD.
And I really wish we'd see either a commitment to units or a Nexus here. It looks like he's content to pump units for a while, but he's hovering at 400 minerals.
Roaches hatch. Plenty of them. Sentries and Stalkers should get this Overlord. They do. They will leave after that. Or they'd certainly like to leave. Good force field to slow this down a little bit. Gets the sentry. Extra pylon there to be able to warp in. I think TheWinD would like to get rid of that pylon.
Absolutely.
Twilight Council. Complete.
I think TheWinD's going to be content to keep the right mix of Zergling Roach here. He's got to keep investigating to see what units Protoss is following up with.
Zealot Stalkers, and now he's going to get rid of that pylon. Great idea. Both players seem to be content to defend for the time being. They're going to slow things down a touch.
Wow, TheWinD at 900 minerals.
Now he brings in a 3rd hatchery, but not an expansion hatchery.
That he did it. He was pinned in a little bit from the Protoss pressure, but now he knows, hey, you don't really get that much. Let me go ahead and sneak on out there.
Dark Shrine, halfway complete. Let's go back to that early rush that TheWinD made. Do you suppose if he really made that an all-in rush with the drones and all, that he might have had a chance to get the pylon?
Oh man, send the drones too. You know, he probably would have. The pylon is actually in a pretty lucky spot there, cornered off somewhat. So I don't really think it was necessary for the drones. But looking at the way TheWinD's come so far, I'm sure he's pretty happy with his entire game so far. 6 pull in all.
Still an interesting battle we've got going here, and it is
a couple darts
clearly
sneaking around there, but TheWinD sees it. that Jedi sense from an old school player here.
TheWinD had about 30 food. Overseer able to spot plenty of different spotters, seeing the Dark Templar. And now he decides to expand. Boy, is that ever late.
Yeah, I think the very early cannon he did, and then he moved into cybernetics. He really should have laid that Nexus down and committed. Instead, he was kind of flimsy all the way through. And both players got the same idea, busting the rocks here.
And they're gonna meet right here. Love is probably thinking, why did I do that?
Yeah, no
Who
doubt.
came up with that bright idea? Nice force fields to hold off the roaches for the time being. Well, let's see how effective that is in the long run.
Yeah, again, a dominant food supply for TheWinD, dominant economy. It's just a matter of time here for the GG is sound.
Changeling there, by the way, for TheWinD. Doing the best he can with the force field, but probably won't be enough in the end. Simply too many roaches.
Too much.
At the very least, he's going to get the Nexus. Realizes he'll get it anyway, so he moves most of his units onward. Going to come back and make sure. Wants to make sure he gets the Nexus. Nexus does go down. And that is going to be enough for the GG. TheWinD with 2 straight wins again, doing what 4 other OGS teammates did before him. It is a clean sweep for the OGS team, 5 for 5. And anyone from that team is looking scary. You got to think, oh no, I have to play an OGS member next. Immediate intimidation, but what a game there by TheWinD. Both sets very good. Let's look at the second one in particular. Turning point, I mean, we obviously have to go back to the rush. How he was able to get ahead from that. It didn't seem like he was that far ahead immediately, but it really did look like the passivity and the unwillingness to expand that really cost Love in the end.
It did. Love held out. He didn't do too badly stopping the 6 pool. He let the Zerglings in. It happens. But the follow-up was, hey, I lost all my Zealots. Hey, I made a cannon. Hey, I teched. And I don't know what I'm doing. And then, bam.
Sometimes that is the sign of a good player, and someone who's a great player is your ability to adapt to what comes at you. And certainly in this particular case, Love was able to continue the game, just wasn't able to win it in the end. Okay, we're going to take a look at our schedule for the schedule as to the games that have completed, and a clean sweep as mentioned. All 5 of our games, 2-0 victories. I am MVP over Soundwera. It was OGS Zenio against, wow, I can't even see that anymore from here. It is, Janky Wera. It was OGS Nada who defeated Cargo, and OGS MC who defeated Over the Zero. And finally, we just saw OGS TheWinD defeating LoveRip, and all of those matches 2-0. And once again, on the day, it was 4 in this particular group there that were all from OGS winners, and great performance by them. Let's take a look at what's coming up in the round of 32. Day 1 of the round of 32. That'll, by the way, be 7 p.m. Korean Standard Time on October the 22nd. That is tomorrow, actually. Phoenix Wera is up against TSL Baby Bye Bye. TSL Rain is against OGS Ensnare. ST Ace, or St. Ace, is up against Kyrix Zenith. And it is St. Hope Torture against PP Jung. Those are 7 p.m. matches. In day 2, this is going to be on the 25th, Monday, Korean Standard Time. San Zenith against Czech Prime. Lee Nok against Next Suho Shin. OGS Nada against Pak Jong Hyuk. And EG Hydra against OGS Gon. Day number 3 is going to be on our Tuesday, the 26th, also 7 p.m. Korean Standard Time. I Am MVP against OGS Zinio. Nesty meets OGS MC. OGS TheWinD is up against Maka Prime, and it is Loner against Terius Foe. Day 4 of the round of 32 is TSL Fruit Dealer, defending champ against Boxer. Everyone looking forward to that match. OGS Inca is against Tank Boy Prime, and Next Genius against Gilja. And of course, Slayer's Boxer is up against Hor Jang. And those are the matches in the round of 32. Looking forward to some very, very good matches. And of course, naturally, the further you move along in a tournament like this, the matches are simply going to get better and better. That's just the way it is. You have the strongest surviving. And moving on to the round of 32, I'm certainly looking forward to this. As I can tell you, I'll be back tomorrow night to be able to cast the first round of the 32s. Nick and Dan, Tasteless and Artosis will be back on Monday as they will be returning from BlizzCon to bring you the remainder of the tournament, and I'm sure they're going to be excited to come back to do that as well. Now, we do also have an interview with OGS TheWinD standing by, so remember, if you have some questions for him, do put those up on the message board, as we are going to be back with that interview in a moment. Thank you for joining us for this time being, and stand by as we'll be back in a moment.